Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our partners, Universal Peace Federation, I thank you all for taking this long journey. First of all, I'm pleased to hear and see, just by my mere request, there are participants, delegates, excellencies who have traveled across from almost 19 different countries. And it extends almost to 7 continents. When I say almost, because one is half Australian. So exactly, it's almost 7 different continents we have invited. And they have shown profound interest in our activities to promote trade for peace. The reason why we have done this trade for peace is because in our rising tensions which is happening around the world, and at this point of time in Britain, due to various political reasons, so what we have decided is there is a rising tension within the community, due to job losses, due to employment crisis, due to various reasons. So in order to address these issues, and it's a global issue, it's not only in Britain, it's a global issue. So in order to address these issues and to be building a bilateral trade agreement which can be beneficial for each and every one of you present over here, we organized this summit. This summit focuses on trade and investments, not only to Britain, but also to your companies, to your countries. So that's the exact reason why we have organized it. And once again, I thank you, honorable guests who have taken the time, my friend Abdul Basit Syed from MP from Morocco, and Honorable Excellency Angelina Tini, thank you for coming from Sudan. Our friend Angela Gora, MP of Parliament, and my good friend Sandra Pereira. Thank you everyone. And Honorable Guruji, Basantaji, and Patricia, and always loving, caring, and blessing Sheikh. Thank you, Sheikh. All right. And my very good friend and one of the inspirations as a woman, Dr. Srimati Ji. So, and across again, Sudan, South Sudan, my good friend, Ms. Morang, thank you. And former World Bank Senior Director, James. And of course from Malaysia, Madam Sharifa. Okay, thank you very much. And of course, one more I have to say, otherwise I'm not doing justice. Dr. Sergey, Vice President of BRICS, okay, and he has worked hard with us as well. And Robin Marsh, without you, this would not have happened. And again, moderators, hopefully I've covered every one of you. If there is anyone left, please raise your hands. I will try to cover you. But thank you for coming. I hope these 2 days will be very exciting for each and every one of you, okay? And it will definitely brighten your lives and our countries in order to make sure that there is a trade philosophy of peace which has been established each and every one of your country, each and every one of you. And welcome you all. Thank you very much.
Universal Peace Federation, I know a number of you have connections with it in your different countries. We have particularly the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace and the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development, which we are pioneering as both religious and political forums which to raise the level of political decision-making by incorporating these 2 systems and 2 skills, sets of skills. So we're very grateful as Universal Peace Federation to push forward these forums in different places, and I hope a number of you can join us when we have a World Summit in Korea in next February, 4th to 9th. It'll be a very wonderful occasion. And once again, thank you so much for coming, and we look forward to a wonderful 2 days. Thank you.
For a great organisation, so let's just, before I start, give another round of applause to the organisers, and then we'll get on. We're talking about humanity now, and I hope the distinguished panel that we've got can explain to us what that is. Because if any of you listen to any of the prime ministerial debates, you wouldn't have a clue what's going on and what anything means. So this is why we're here at the moment. I'm going to introduce the panel in a second. They're going to speak for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to open the floor up for questions and answers on this topic of trade for peace, stroke humanity. And going from left to right in no particular order of importance, because they're all exceptionally important and specialists in their topics, we have Sheikh Ramzi, who is the Imam of Oxford University, as well as being the head of a number of organizations. He understands intimately about Islam, about Western culture, about Samuel Huntington's Clash of Civilizations, and many other little elements and nuggets that he's told me over the years of our friendship. Next to him, we have Patricia Medina, who is an expert in nuclear proliferation, nuclear industry, and development. So, firstly, they seem very wide apart, but actually, if you look at them, they're very closely linked. And that's where her specialism will explain that to us. And then, after that, we have Basant Raj Kunwar. And he knows about complex issues because he is the national president of the former police organization in Nepal. Nepal, as many of us know, has gone through all sorts of transitions into modernity, into being squeezed by India and China, into civil war and all the rest of it. And if anybody knows about humanity at the grassroots level, it'll be this gentleman here. And finally, we have Guru Prem Prayoyan Prabhu, who's the director of the Chaitanya Academy. And reading through your biodata, I've got to say it took me back 30 or so years when I was doing the hippie trail across India, and I've forgotten most of the stuff that you're doing. But this is somebody who can tell us more about the spiritual idea. He's an Indologist. Indologist, is that the correct word? And he specializes in the Vedic philosophy. And from my memory of all those years back when I was a teenager, there is a basic humanity in there. So we're going to go left to right. So Sheikh Ramzi, give us 10 minutes of your wisdom, please.
I would love to talk about the investing in humanity in point of view of Islam. Allah the Almighty, God, in the Holy Quran, at the beginning, He says, يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. That means in general meaning, oh human being, we made you all from a single man and woman and made all of you in the tribes and nations around the earth in order to learn, understand and help each other, and the best of you in the eyes of Almighty God is the most highest. We are all human beings, despite our colors, background or belief. There is only one race, human race that occupies this planet. There is nothing else. It is important that all and everyone's right should be respected as a human being, and there should be no superiority and no supremacy between rich or poor, black and white. If, and only if, we could understand that and accept this, that all are human beings and all are part of one family, then we could truly help each other. Many of us at the moment, is confused on the matter of the racism and the supremacy. If you could understand that all are part of one family, then we understand that investing in humanity is like investing on ourselves and our families. Then we would willingly open our purses and open our wallets. And we would understand that investing on humanity is a vital part of human existence and survival. My brothers and sisters in humanity, here in Islam, God, the God, based on verse which I mentioned before, that all are equal and members of one family, God declared His law and command on how to treat each other. Start with the immediate family, then goes to help others, including the nations, and how to invest for the future of humanity in the world. And of course, my brothers and sisters. God vigorously discourage is a very important thing which we have in this world. Vigorously discourage and taking interest on your money. As a taking interest on money, your money is just make the person we give richer. That's all. Does not do anything else. Giving interest make a country go bankrupt. Country, we never heard of them when I was young, we never heard of country goes bankrupt. Now it's Greece and Africa and that, go bankrupt. Country bankrupt? Bank maybe, the person maybe. See what they do into this world. Giving interest make every country, of course, we said bankrupt, of course, we have, for example, I'll give you an example, I know the short term, I'll give you an example, we give about 7 to 8 billion pounds to the Africa, one of the Africas, this country, and after that, before, for the education and health, before they think the money came back. The money all came back, and they had nothing at all, no education, nothing else, and after that, they take all the couple of goats they had and a couple of pots of pan, they take it and bring it here, let's bring it here. And are poor and we get richer. And many examples, I'm sure they know. And it has been proven that why one country is rich because another country is poor, it is because they give it interest. Islam set the foundation on not to take an interest. Being a bank, organizations, lending organization, or hundreds of charities, or give one-to-one based. For example, Almighty God says, "Man alladhi yuqrid Allah qardan hasanan yudha'afahu lahu id'afan kathiran." Excellently said. He said, "Who is that which give an offer to God as a loan, give money to God as a loan, and he get immense back?" Islamic bank which we have, they have many ways to give the loan, a goodly loan, or somehow which it doesn't come as interest. In many ways they gone, which I would think if the world goes finding what the Islamic bank does, the world will improve. And of course, in conclusion, we all have to share the responsibility for human requirement of political, institutional, and financial investment. However, investing, the last thing, investing, my brothers and sisters, investing on family, on friends, on neighbors, on societies, on countries, and a world without asking the return.
Thank you so much for that. There was detail, there was passion, but there was also something at the end that I liked a lot, and that was without asking for return. That's the whole element about interest, isn't it? And the whole element, and the devastation that has happened to the developing world. We're not talking about China's Belt and Road now, because that's only just beginning, but during our time, the West time at it, and the debt crisis that wrought those countries was, I think, what we're going to ponder now, because Patricia's coming to see us, and you're going to link up, without asking for a return, to the issues of which you're the specialist.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you to be here. I should tell you something. When Abdul gave me the title of my presentation, I spent 8 hours in front of my computer and I couldn't write one letter. I said, what can I say more than we know? I didn't want to repeat the same thing, you know. Okay, the title is the budget for the military, in the country, military field, and the investment in education. Wow, you know. And I say, well, investing in humanity, where do you prefer to go, to the school or to work? It's a good question, isn't it? And I respect a lot all the people who go and to fight for their countries, okay? I should be clear on that. We have an education increase, thank you. The army is important. Why we have an army in our countries? Okay, because that exists to serve the people, to defend the nation. That's good, okay. To fulfill national military responsibilities, okay. To provide necessary forces and capabilities to combat commanders in support of the national security and defense strategies. What? Okay, the next. Now I show you a classroom in 1945. Why 1945? You remember the World War? No, 1945. It's a classroom in 2019. It's not so different, at least the colors, I think so. And now we have here the classroom in 1945, the basic training. Wait. wait. Okay. They have a very hard time. They spend a lot of hours and a lot of people die in this war, and a lot of money. The next, please. Okay, this is the classroom for the training in 2018. That's changed a lot, isn't it? And we know to make a cockpit training, one day is almost $2 million on one day for one pilot. Now we have here the different weapons. I was thinking about these men, have this weapon and go to the front and to kill the others. No? And now I don't have the word to describe, when I was searching the new technology, because one of my specialties is integrated technology in the education. I say, wow, the only most wonderful thing I found in a classroom is an iPad or a computer. But these weapons can kill almost 80% in 2 seconds. Wow. If we can't use all these weapons, wow. Did you remember that? Okay, wait. Always when I saw this mushroom, the Hiroshima explosion is hard. I don't like it. You don't like it too, but it's true. It's a reality, and we spend until today the sequence and the impact of this bomb. But now I discover we have a MK-41. Whoa! And they are the thermonuclear device, the more powerful in the world. And now we have another one because I spent 2 weeks to prepare that, and I can imagine in 2 weeks they discover something else. And now you can pass to the next one more. Thank you. Did you see? Well, all this technology, men and weapon finish there. And I found use $648 billion a year. And the education is 9 billion. Wow. What happened with us? What happened in our mind? I don't need to repeat the same thing. I think, and I know, we know, all of us. Okay? The next, please. The Second World War cost 1,075 trillion in that age. If we use the same money to build a society like trees, I think we can make wonderful things. We don't need to kill each other. Stop with that. We have more and better to do with our money and our life, because at least at finish, everything will disappear if we continue like that. The next, please. Okay, I found this quote, and I love it because I like Albert Einstein. We know everybody Albert Einstein because he discovered the atomic bomb. He was a very nice philosopher. If you can explain it as 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. We have reached the absurd, where students killed in school, and in other parts of the world they are killed because they want to go to school. The truth is that weapons have entered in our school, and they are taking over our youth. You see, the weapons are now in our schools with our children. The next, please. Invest in education is not an act of prudence, or it is an act of charity. Our countries need more and more prepared citizens. Can you imagine if we don't educate this person, these future citizens, and they will have in the future, in 2 decades, the weapons in their arms, in their fingers, for to do what? We spend billions of dollars protecting a city that is killing itself in ignorance and loneliness. At what time we forgot that we are all a great family? Next, please. Where do we want our children to go to school or the war? And I finish with this wonderful phrase, to be my dream is to empower myself with education, and then it is a weapon. Thank you very much.